relief food donations in attempts to mitigate hunger. And 4 people are nursing wounds after a man attacked them with a panga at Kigango village, Gatundu South. Welcome to the broadcast. I am Ashley Mazuri. Now, the National Assembly has unanimously approved the list of cabinet nominees forwarded by President William Ruto. The members of parliament approved the nominees following a report by the Committee on Appointments, which approved 21 CASs, rejecting that of Penina Malonza. Now, the MPs, however, voted against the rejection of Malonza, paving way for an amendment of the report through a motion to consider her nomination. Let us now join our political affairs reporter, Daniel Kariuki, who followed that debate, and he joining us from our City Center studio. Kariuki, it's all systems go. What next?
Right, indeed, Ashley, after the parliament approved the cabinet secretary's nominee, now it's all systems go. It's awaiting the President William Ruto to officially appoint them, and that will mean that they'll be sworn in any time from now, most likely tomorrow or Friday, so that they can take over in different ministries that they had been nominated to. Remember, there was a back and forth between members of parliament yesterday after the Committee on Appointments said that Penina Malonza, who had been nominated to head the tourism docket, was not suitable to hold that position. They argued, the Appointments Committee argued that she did not show any, that she was understanding her docket very well, despite having some good education background. But in terms of understanding her docket, the Appointments Committee said that she did not really convince the committee on that. But again, members of parliament said that she has been, a section of members of parliament, most of them allied to the Kenya Kwanza coalition, argued that she has been deputy governor in Kitui County, and she has been operating well, and her track record can be seen across the 5 years that she worked as the deputy governor, and so there was no reason for them not to approve her as the next cabinet secretary for the Ministry of Tourism. And that's how the women rep of Kitui County brought in a motion that was seeking to ensure that Penina Malonza is approved by the House, and they actually unanimously approved her. So that means that all the cabinet secretaries will therefore be sworn in by President William Ruto very soon in the presence of the Attorney General. Remember, even Justin Muturi has also been approved as the Attorney General. That is just a bit of what we have, but we'll be giving details later on in our subsequent bulletins. But for now, I want to take it back to Ashley.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel Kariuki, for that. Now, I understand President William Ruto is currently speaking after he held talks with the visiting Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez at State House in Nairobi. Let's cross over and listen in.
It will work between the public sector in Kenya, the private sector in Kenya, and also your private sector to leverage on opportunities that can help our two countries grow. We have tremendous opportunity in the areas of the blue economy, where we know Spain has a lot of experience. We will open those opportunities for our private sector, your private sector, and the public sector is going to play a facilitative role in ensuring that we tap into these opportunities for both economic development, creation of jobs, and adding value to the enormous resources that we have in our oceans and in our rivers. Your Excellency, let me also agree with you that added on to these opportunities, especially between our two countries, there is also huge opportunity in the East African community, and your policy, Your Excellency, of working with Africa is a welcome development. I want to commit that Kenya is going to be a dependable ally for Spain, in especially the endeavor to reach out to our continent. Kenya will be the gateway, and we will work together so that Spain can find its way into our continent, and we can grow those relations on the basis of mutual respect and ensuring that we leverage the economic opportunities that come to our market. I want to let you know, Your Excellency, that as a region, especially the East African Community region, we are all systems go in ensuring that we build this region both as a common market and also progressing towards a federation. We are looking forward to learning experiences from Spain and the European Union. You have walked this journey ahead of us, and we will look forward to learning from you how to consolidate our market and how to take it to the level of a federation. Because we are very strong believers that the future is that of cooperation, working together, and building a common market, not just as the East Africa community, but also as the continent of Africa, using the infrastructure of Africa Continental Free Trade Area, that Kenya is a signatory. And again, Spain can leverage on the advantage you get out of Kenya being the champion, not just for the East Africa community, but the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Your Excellency, let me also undertake that Kenya will continue to be a responsible player in the global stage. Spain and Kenya hold the same position on matters to do with Ukraine, and we believe that the internationally recognized instruments that calls for the respect of boundaries of countries is the bare minimum that any nation should live by. And it is our position as Kenya and as East Africa that the issues around Ukraine should be resolved in the earliest time possible, because in the midst of the COVID pandemic and the climate change serious challenges we have, the least we need is a war in between. So I think that is our collective position, and I'm happy that we share this with our good friends in Spain. Your Excellency, let me also commend you for inviting Kenya to the alliance against desertification that Spain is building with Senegal, and I have committed that Kenya will join the alliance. We have already undertaken as a country the policy direction that we're going to plant 5 billion trees in the next 5 years and another 10 billion trees in the next 10 years. That is going to contribute significantly to the fight against desertification and the challenges that come with climate change. Your Excellency, again, you can count on my support and that of my government in ensuring that we take a common position when we go to Sharm el-Sheikh later next month, so that we can, in a robust manner, in an honest conversation, be able to have a discussion on the effects of climate change, especially those of drought, those of famine, the loss of wildlife, the loss of livestock, and the threat to human life that is being caused by the ravages of climate change, and have a candid discussion on the matter of loss and damage and how we can work with multilateral organizations to provide financing for resilience, climate change financing, for mitigation, for adaptation, and for the after effects. Your Excellency, let me conclude by saying that the invitation you have extended to me to come to Spain, I will, in an affirmative way, respond to that invitation, and maybe sometimes next year. Ahead of my coming, we have agreed that at the ministerial level, we will have an engagement in Spain, and my Minister for Foreign Affairs will come with our business fraternity so that we can have a business engagement between the private sector in Kenya, the private sector in Spain, and be able to work on a common ground of how we can leverage on this good relationship to build the economies of our countries for the mutual benefit of our two countries. Your Excellency, again, on behalf of the people of Kenya and the government of Kenya, I welcome you and your delegation to our country. I know you still have to pay a visit to the UN and to Kirdi. You will see quite a bit of what Kenya is made of in your few hours that you have in our country. Again, let me thank you most profusely for being the first president to visit me, and look forward to working with you into the future. Thank you very much, and welcome, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President, President Ruto. I'm honored to be the first ever Spanish Prime Minister to visit Kenya. Of course, we're looking forward to have your visit in Spain soon next year. And of course, we're looking forward to strengthening our bilateral cooperation on many fields, trade, investments, and of course, all these common challenges that you mentioned before regarding especially climate change. Together, I think that we can work before the COP27 that we will have in Egypt later November. Allow me, Mr. President, to say a few words in Spanish. I know that there are some schools that are interested also to have their students learning Spanish, but I think that I need to learn also a bit of Swahili. Yeah. I will do it. But Kenya is a country, es un país prioritario de la política española hacia el África subsahariana. Lo hemos hecho con el plan que aprobamos en 2019, el tercer plan África, la estrategia Horizonte África 2020, Foco África 2023. En fin, la relevancia que tiene Kenia para España está justificada por su enorme potencial económico, también por el liderazgo político fundamental en África y en la región, que evidentemente garantiza la estabilidad en una extensa región del Cuerno de África y del África Oriental.
All right, that is President William Ruto together with the Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez there addressing members of the press after they had a meeting when it comes to issues to deal with bilateral ties between the two countries. Of course, as you've heard from President William Ruto there, they plan on leveraging on different opportunities that can help the two countries grow, opportunities to deal with blue economy and trade, and equally they're going to form an alliance to help tackle some of the issues to deal with climate change. Of course, we'll be giving you a comprehensive story on what transpired at State House. But moving on, the Intersex Persons Society and the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights are leading commemorations of the International Awareness Day on Intersex Persons in Mbale, Vihiga County. Now, the